Coming up on Point News, Pioneer Records signed their new talent to their roster, and Pittsburgh has a new way to relax from a stressful day.
Also, see how the girls' volleyball team is giving back to the community.
Point News starts now.
Live from the Point Park University Broadcast Center in downtown Pittsburgh, this is Point News.
Good afternoon, I'm Josh Krupp.
And I'm Bill Steinbach. Breaking news is first. In First World, in that we told you an initiative that took place right here on this show 2 weeks ago is moving forward.
We're talking about USG Senator Matt Bauman's push to add milk to the meal plans in the cafe. Word just came in that Culinary Management told Senator Bauman a short time ago that the initiative is moving forward and milk will be added to the meal plans starting tomorrow. More breaking news, this time involving the staff behind President Trump's campaign.
Former Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort was indicted on Monday. Manafort, as well as Manafort business associate Rick Gates, were both charged with felony charges of conspiracy against the United States, acting as unregistered agents, and various monetary counts, including millions of dollars in offshore accounts. The investigation, led by Robert Mueller's special counsel, has been continually investigating the Trump campaign for possible connections to Russian intervention in the organization's presidential campaign. The investigation alleges that Manafort and Gates both transferred cash in hidden offshore bank accounts in Cyprus, St. Vincent. Between the two, $75 million were moved, and $18 million of that were laundered by Manafort himself. Manafort was fired by the Trump campaign in August of 2016 after talk of his involvement in laundering money in the Ukraine surfaced. The two are currently under house arrest.
The unofficial whisperer of the White House will be at the Pittsburgh Playhouse on Wednesday, November 8th, at the year anniversary of Trump winning the presidential election. Christopher Ruddy, the CEO of Newsmax, will hold a presentation followed by Q&A with the audience to look back on the first year of the Trump presidency. The event is free to Point Park students who show their student ID before the event.
A pair of events
in the next couple of weeks will bring some high-profile names to campus. The Pittsburgh Center for Sports Media and Marketing announced this week that Bob and Selena Pompiani will host an event on November 14th. The father-daughter duo will speak on how the television industry is changing. Bob has worked as a sports reporter at KDKA for 35 years. Selena recently joined the morning news team at the station as a traffic reporter. She also currently works as an on-air personality with the Pittsburgh Penguins. That event begins at 1 o'clock in the Lawrence Hall Ballroom. Also, the SAEM department and Pioneer Records announced that the president and CEO of Warner Music Group is coming on November 16th. John Esposito will speak to students in the GRW Theater at 2:30 that Thursday. Esposito was promoted to the role in May of last year. Pittsburgh has seen part of the lighter side of news. The city is gearing up for Christmas and celebrating birthdays, Bill.
That's right, Josh. We have studio reporter Samir Nefsi with the scoop.
Thanks, Bill. 'Tis almost a spectacular season time, which means Light Up Night is just around the corner. As you've probably noticed walking through PPG Place and Market Square, they have started to assemble the ice rink in that little winter wonderland we all love. The 56th annual Comcast Light Up Night celebration will take place on Friday, November 18th, throughout all of downtown. Light Up Night is free, as usual, and the event will feature music by national and local artists throughout several stages and genres across downtown. We will also get to see the unveiling of the much-anticipated city holiday decorations, as well as family-friendly activities, and my favorite part, the firework display. We cannot forget about our Market Square fun, though. The People's Gas Holiday Market opens on November 17th and will run through December 23rd. The Winter Wonderland event will be filled with local and national vendors housed in adorable vintage wooden houses selling only one-of-a-kind holiday gifts. If you're feeling the Christmas spirit and make a donation to the Greater Pittsburgh Food Bank, you will receive a complimentary photo with Santa. It was also a huge birthday week for Pittsburgh. First, it was Mayor Bill Peduto's, and then it was Pittsburgh's very own hideaway girl, Daya. But this next guy captivated everyone's attention and heart since day one. Valentino the Sloth just turned 2 years old on October 29th. He celebrated his birthday with a veggie cake and hanging out with some guests. Valentino was actually born on Halloween in 2015, but they named him Valentino, because he arrived on Valentine's Day. Make sure to stop by the National Aviary and wish him a happy birthday. Bill and Josh, back to you.
Point Park's Pioneer Records are growing their artist list. Students braved the cold and gathered in Village Park this past Monday to surprise Pioneer Records' newest star. Gabe Breed was the winner of the annual Pioneer Record competition and will be working on the campus record label to celebrate his very own EP and music video.
I wasn't expecting this at all.
Continue working with Pioneer Records team on the record to market his own EP album that will be released later this year as part of promotions. Reed will be featured in upcoming events on campus. The future of the Stephen Foster statue in Schenley Park remains in doubt. Last week, Pittsburgh's Art Commission recommended removing the statue. The statue of the famed musician has been the subject of controversy due to its depiction of a black slave. Pittsburgh Mayor Bill Peduto will make the final decision about the statue and has publicly said he doesn't want the statue to be destroyed.
In an exclusive BuzzFeed interview, actor Anthony Rupp alleged Kevin Spacey of making advances on him at a house party. At the time of the alleged incident, Rapp was 14 years old and Spacey was 26. In response to the allegations, Spacey released a statement on Twitter apologizing to Rapp and claiming he did not recall the incident. Spacey also took the opportunity to fully come out as gay in the statement, something that has been rumored about for years. Spacey received extreme backlash from the LGBTQ community for brushing off such a serious accusation, in addition to using the scandal as an opportunity to come out. Netflix released news shortly after that they would be ending House of Cards, the award-winning series starring Spacey, at the conclusion of its 6th season.
Coming up next, see what Wood Street restaurant is closing and a look at our weather this weekend.
T. Why should you watch and focus?
Because, why not?
Turn. Why should you watch and focus? Because I produce it.
Welcome to In Focus.
Hello. This is so we don't run out of time.
Put up a goal just
Right.
because it...
And a little bit closer, please. Let me bring this in. Yeah, I wanted to do a game. So,
Game time. All right.
game over.
Yay.
Oh, wow. Did we get that?
There he is. Why do you watch and focus? Because in focus is great. Chris!
Game time! Game time!
It's not game time. It's a promo.
Start your morning with us. I'm your host, Jess Paterchek.
And I'm your host, Alex Groves.
Good morning and welcome to another episode
That is what
of
happened at the
Daybreak. I'm your
cathedral
host,
on Monday.
WPXI. The state wants to
This was
take
Monday.
$357 million out of a trust fund that is
Some of that
typically
wintry
devoted.
mix stuff could get me.
I'm gonna care for you, you.
What up?
The diva himself. Only on Daybreak.
55% of all U.S. multiracial adults have been subjected to racial slurs or jokes.
Where were you born? Being smart, pale, or Filipino, to go back to Mexico.
There goes that black boy over there. You like fried chicken because you're light skinned, you are a cop, you think that you're better than us. The N-word.
You're good at jumping or climbing. Border hopper, made taco, English your second language. Where's your green card?
Cut the jokes, stop the stereotypes.
Point news. Now, Bill, it is really starting to feel like fall. Finally, the chilly weather is here, and, you know, it looks like it is finally here to stay. Casey Houlihan is over at the Point News Weather Center for us. Casey, can you tell us what the weekend weather is going to look like?
Sure, Josh. Actually, it's warming up a little bit from what we've been having, but it's going to be a lot of rain, unfortunately, which will bring the temperatures down. But on Friday, it gets up to 61, but there's going to be a lot of rain. Saturday is your best bet if you're looking to go out anywhere, because it's going to be a high of 59. Actually, no, a low of 53. It's going to be a 60% chance of rain. So if you bring your umbrella and your rain jacket, you could still have a good time, but it's going to be rainy pretty much the entire weekend going into Sunday. High of 68, low of 61, warmer, but again, 50% chance to rain, so it's going to be pretty dreary out this weekend. If you do go anywhere, make sure you take that rain jacket with you. Back to you guys at the desk. Oh, and I got to celebrate Halloween in a cool way this past week with Cab hosting a silent disco. Take a look.
That's me. Two of Pittsburgh's major malls will remain closed on Thanksgiving Day. The Monroeville and Westmoreland malls, who are both owned by CBL Properties, will be closed on Thanksgiving Day. The closure is in reaction to positive feedback from similar closures that took place last year. CBL Properties CEO Stephen Leibowitz said that the support that we had received last year when we made this decision was overwhelmingly positive, end quote. The mall will reopen all of its businesses at 6 a.m. on Black Friday.
Subbing out, the end of an era on Wood Street. Point News has learned that Subway on Wood Street will close its doors at the end of December. According to multiple employees at the Wood Street Subway, the restaurant has recently struggled with bringing in revenue. Employees say the space will be renovated to be part of a new hotel. The Market Square Subway is under the same ownership. Now, no word yet on if the 10% student discount that applies at the Wood Street Subway will apply at the Market Square location. Now, coming up after the break, Volley for Vision. What iconic endeavor the Point Park volleyball team is seeking out. It's in their 10th anniversary, a very special story coming up next.
I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too. If I was you, I'd wanna be me too. I'd wanna be me too.
Spending just 7 minutes climbing stairs each day cuts your risk of a heart attack in half over 10 years. Sure, elevators are convenient, but you burn twice the number of calories just going upstairs than you do while jogging. Think about how
that's where the whole journey started for our family. Cassie went there at the age of 3 up until kindergarten, so it's really gratifying that our
Welcome back to Point News. The volleyball team hosted Ohio Christian Saturday, but there was far more to the game than just what happened on the court. It was the 10th annual Volley for Vision game. The annual tradition strives to raise money for Team Cassie, a charitable organization of the Pittsburgh Foundation, which seeks to enrich the lives of the local special needs community. Saturday, Team Cassie was able to make its biggest impact yet. Team Cassie presented its first ever grant, a $1,000 donation to the Western PA School for Blind Children. Team Cassie is named after the Point Park volleyball head coach Mike Bruno's daughter, Cassie, one of the several special needs children on hand Saturday to participate in the festivities. She even sang the national anthem prior to the start of the game. Here's Coach Bruno on why the foundation chose the Western PA School for Blind Children for its first grant.
Where the whole journey started for our family. Cassie went there at the age of 3 up until kindergarten, so it's really gratifying that our first grant is to the School for the Blind because they really helped us through a tough time as a special needs family.
volleyball clinic for special needs children on the court afterwards. Point Park won the match against Ohio Christian 3-1.
It's been a big week in sports. It's also playoff season for many.
That's right, Bill, and we have a new World Series champion. Claire Costello is in studio to update us on the world of sports. Claire?
Thanks, Josh. Point Park's volleyball team wrapped up their regular season this week with a 3-0 win against Carlow University on Tuesday. The girls won their 20th win of the season on senior night that landed them the number 2 seed in the East Division for next week's playoffs. Playoffs are also on the mind for men's soccer team, which travel to West Virginia Tech for their first round of playoffs this Saturday. The women team host Ohio Christian, a rematch of last year's conference champion, Saturday for their first round playoff game. The game will be at Highmark Stadium at 8 p.m. with free admission. Basketball season has begun for both men and women. Both teams also have a new home venue, which fans can see this Sunday. Women host Georgetown at 1 p.m. at CCAC Allegheny on the North Shore. And Juju Smith-Schuster is in the news again, but still for an amusing reason. The rookie wide receiver had his bike stolen on October 24th, but had it returned to authorities in Mount Oliver the next day. His teammates convinced him to finally take his driver's test this past Tuesday, but decided to take it after the bye week. The Steelers play the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday, November 12th in Indianapolis. The Stanley Cup champions held off from losing to Edmonton last night. The Pens are still second place in the Metropolitan Division and holding an 8-5 record with 1 tie. Evgeny Malkin had the winning goal on a power play in the third period. The Pens play today in Calgary at 9 p.m. It's a 13-hour drive, but I'm sure they'll take a plane. The Houston Astros are going to Disney World. Last night, the Astros are finally champions after 56 seasons. The series went into 7 games against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Astros won 5-1. With the Astros finally winning a championship, there are 7 teams left to win a World Series. Tampa Bay, Seattle, Texas Rangers, Washington Nationals, Milwaukee, San Diego, and Colorado are in hopes to win next year's and be the new Astros. That's all I have for sports this week. Back to Josh and Bill.
Claire, and maybe the Pirates get another World Series soon. It's been a while, Bill.
It's what, 40 years? The Astros can do it. Why can't the Pirates?
Exactly. Now, there is a lot going on in this city this weekend, in the coming months. It's the holiday season now. We bring in Samir Nefsi back, and you're at this Pittsburgh CLO currently, and you're very involved there. Tell us a little bit about what shows are going on through the CLO now. What can we expect in the next coming weeks?
Right, so right now Xanadu is playing at the CLO Cabaret. So the show is formerly on Broadway. I believe it was in 2008. It's an 80s show, so it's like a disco ball, spandex, there's even roller skates. So I mean, this is definitely one of the shows you're going to want to go see. It's a fun time to go and watch. It's playing now till I believe the 17th of December. It even has a Point Park alum, Reed Allenworth, is one of the leads, so yeah, check it out.
Now that Halloween's over and it seems like Christmas has basically already started, but we know it actually hasn't. What shows does the Pittsburgh CLO offer for the Christmas season? Any Christmas carols, things like that?
Great. So the CLO is bringing back a musical Christmas carol, which will be at the Byam. That is running from the 8th to the 23rd of December. That show, they, I believe, already have casting for it. It probably goes into rehearsal soon, but this has been a tradition. The CLO has hosted for many years, and I imagine many more to come. Everyone knows the great story of Ebenezer Scrooge, who gets visited by the 3 ghosts.
Oh, legendary. So the CLO, are there student discounts available?
Right, for the CLO, I believe I'm not too sure on that one. I know ticketing, there is discounts you can find some places. You just have to visit their website, which I believe it's www.pittsburghclo.com. And they should have more information on their website.
And great opportunities for students to go see shows, and like you said, see some alums. So before we end here, how special is it for students to go and maybe see what they could be like in the future?
Definitely. I mean, I think it's a great opportunity. I know just being a video intern with the CLO and then watching like Reed Allenworth there being like, whoa, this kid went to Point Park, he's a Point Park alum, and he's living out his dream. That's pretty great. That's what we all want, isn't it?
Cool.
So.
It is cool. And Bill, Samir, thank you for sitting down. Samir, we look forward to everything that the CLO has to offer. Bill, it was a great show. We had some good stuff in there, weather, sports, all the news that you need to know. Be sure to join us next week for some more news that you need to know live at 2 p.m.